The sixth set, and potentially the final match of the night, will be played on Neoplanet S, spawning in the top right-hand position as the green Protoss from KT Rollster. His name is Stats. Can he take out Rain and finish the match?
Or can Rain finish Stats and bring it into the ace match? Rain spawns as red Protoss on the left bottom position of the map.
Indeed he does. So we've seen a little bit of PvP before this. We had Stats versus Parting, and... Wait, was that all the PvP we had?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just realized that.
Like I said, this is the second PvP of the day.
I thought you said we were going to have like 3 games for some reason. Oh, I guess we will.
Up to 3 if Rain wins.
Yeah, that's the key word, up to 3.
That's why I said we're sorry. We promised up to 4, but we only get up to 3 maximum.
We can't always guarantee 4 PvP matches for Pro League, guys. Sorry.
Actually, if Tai actually lost in the first match today, then we would have seen PvP with Hero against Argo or Terminator. So,
yep, true.
We were expecting those, but didn't really happen.
Well, in Stats' game against Parting, he did go for a fast Nexus and followed up with Blink. So that's something important to note. Will we see something like that on this map?
Not too sure. I mean, it's more unlikely to go for fast expansion on this map. I mean, your opponent can scout it right away. The map is small. Why go for fast expansion unless you know that you killed the scouting probe from your opponent right away?
Yeah. The only players that I noticed, or I guess team, that really will go for the fast expand in PvP almost every single time is Woonjin Stars, I've noticed. They get an early Sentry, the Nexus, they have the Militia Core at 100 energy by the time the Nexus finishes, and they also get that fast Robo.
And what's also funny is that some other players love to go for fast expansion known as Zhongbi. He loves to do it from time to time, except it's not as crisp as Woonjin Stars' build.
Yep, indeed, that's very true. Woonjin Stars has some sick Protoss players like SOS. I'm just waiting. That guy's going to eventually win a championship.
Yeah. Even Flying has been doing well in the individual leagues, except he doesn't get, he's buried under SOS because SOS has been playing so fantastic.
Yeah, but Flying certainly someone who performs quite well in the individual leagues. There's no doubt about that. Rain going to go ahead and scout Stats now. He will be the first one to scout. Spots the timing of everything. Sees the double gate opening. That's something important to note there. That will allow Stats to get some Stalkers out early on to apply some pressure if he wants. Also, fun fact, back in Wings of Liberty, this is the build that countered for
Yeah, Yonghua.
Yep, the Yonghua opening.
This was, when the build first came out, everyone was like, oh my god, you could block 4 gate with only 2 gateways?
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was crazy. Everyone started practicing it. I practiced it. I'm pretty sure you practiced it a lot.
Of course. Yeah, man. I think everybody was sick of 4-gate after the first year of Wings of Liberty. We're like, we need to do something else here.
Yeah, so at that point when your opponent went for the 4-gate, I'm like, hey, free win.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you still have to execute it properly.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at this. We have a Stargate opener for Rain here, and Stats, he is just going to go for the pressure for now.
Yeah, this is actually the exact Yonghua build where we just Chrono Boost out 2 Stalkers right after.
Yep. Twilight Tech for Stats once again. Twilight Tech is so common, I've noticed in Pro League now. We almost always see it, at least from one player, whenever it's PvP.
Yeah, Twilight is a solid opening, but I have to say, if you're more comfortable with the Stargate style, then go for the Stargate. You could scout around your opponent right away with the Phoenix, and then you could use it even later to snipe some probes here and there. It's a nice tech to go to. You get a complete scouting in your opponent's base with the Phoenix. You don't have to wait for the Sentry to get 100 energy. Waste 100 energy on the hallucinated Phoenix, but you also have to make sure that you don't get pressured by too many Stalkers early in the game.
That is the one weakness of this build. All right, we have a Zealot, Sentry, and a Militia Core here, so at the very least he can force field off.
Rain's fine.
Preemptive force field there. We do have the Blink on the way from Stats and Rain. He is getting a Robotics behind this, so he will be able to pump out some Immortals to defend against this pressure here.
Actually, Stats tried to get a scouting inside the main base of Rain. I don't know how much he saw.
Well, he did get 1 kill on his Militia Core, so I'm pretty sure he saw
the Stargate. Yeah, so now he's sending all of the Stalkers back to his main base to defend against the Phoenixes. But as soon as Rain sees that, he's not going to overcommit to the Phoenixes.
Yeah, it looks like he's actually just making 1 Phoenix and opting to go into the Robotech. And the Phoenix, it's getting low on health. Will
really
escape.
Low.
40 health left.
But seeing the number of stalkers, he knows that this is going to be some kind of gateway-based build. He doesn't have to make an observer behind this. All he has to do is make an immortal.
Yeah. 2 more stalkers being warped in here. Spotting the Twilight Council tech is probably the most important thing to note here. So that's going to make Rain make some immortals. He's already making one anyway, but now he knows exactly what's going on.
Now, if Stas is comfortable with his Blink Micro, just like the game against Parting earlier today, Rain's gonna be in a little trouble when he only has 1 immortal out.
Yeah, he'll certainly be in a little bit of trouble here. All right, we have a pylon going down. And look at this, the potential proxy pylon that Rain could make, which we see Zhongbi do all the time, will be thwarted here. More units being warped at the main base for Rain. He has the Nexus Cannon down. He will have enough energy for Time Warp as well. It's going to come down the micro.
Seems like he's going to poke him before the second immortal comes out, but no, he's going to go for the pylon first. And as soon as he takes on the pylon and moves up, the second immortal is going to be out.
That's the problem here, so we're going to have to see some stellar micro from Stats here. Nexus Cannon going down. Stats is okay with this, though, but the problem is... Oh, looks like Rain decided to make another Phoenix there to be annoying. But with 3 Stalkers at home and Blink, I think he's fine right now. The supplies looking pretty even between these players. Not too much of a difference. Stats looks like he wants to expand behind this and keep his opponent contained for as long as possible. That'll put him in a great position. Uh-oh, the Phoenix, though, they may be able to lift off that probe. And yes, they will go ahead and kill that. Going to be annoying for Stats to deal with, but he's going to make a Nexus regardless.
As soon as Rain sees the, there we go, Robo-Bay going down right after seeing the sentry down the ramp, he knows that his opponent is trying to contain him. In fact, those cells need to be careful.
Oh! Mothership Core getting sniped there. Stats a little bit sloppy there, a bit uncharacteristic from him. He's going to have to remake that Mothership Core.
Now the Nexus is going to get built, but it seems like, oh, Rain actually sniped 1 more probe that was going to build the Nexus because it was already moving down on the ramp.
Yeah.
And it hasn't gotten built right away, so...
And will we see that one die? Nope. No, the Blink was on cooldown. He wasn't able to chase it off, but those Phoenixes are getting pretty low on health. Just got their shields left, pretty much. And Stats is still doing a really good job containing his opponent here as well.
But Stats also needs to calculate really well when the Colossus can possibly push down this. Did Rain not scout it? Okay, he did finally scout it, and the Mothership Core is a goner.
Yeah, that Mothership Core is going to get picked off once again. And, well, there's some Stalkers here, but, oh! It survives. 20 health left.
Yeah, I guess he wanted to keep the Phoenixes for himself. That's a lot of Stalkers, but the Colossus is halfway done, and once the Colossus is done, the Stats needs to go back. But also remember, you could go for a recall. He has Blink Stalkers, and his opponent doesn't have Blink to chase the Stalkers.
Yep, that's true. So we have the Colossus finishing off here for Rain. It's very smart, actually, making a hallucinated Colossus and adding that to his army here. So he's got 2 Immortals in the mix as well. So actually 3, excuse me. And okay, here we go, moving down. One of the Colossus is getting sniped off here. The second one may go down as well. The Concave is actually really good for Stats here, but he is forced to blink and get out of there. Supplies right now are pretty far in Rain's favor now. He's up to 82 to the 67, and we have a few Zealots in the main base that were able to kill off a few workers as well.
When did those get in there?
I don't know, man. I mean, they're sneaky snakes.
I mean, do you see a proxy pylon around the map at this point?
I think I see one in the bottom right.
Okay, maybe that's one. But also, Phoenix is doing a lot of damage, and the probe count has been equalized, but Rain has to do a little bit more because his opponent does have 1 more Nexus in him.
Yeah. And Stats still has a
he's going to go for the Colossus, but,
nope.
You know, this is too risky at this point.
Yeah, those 2 Immortals are causing a bit of an issue for him. And we'll lose another Stalker there. Blinks out, though. More units at home for Stats. He has the better economy, and the supplies are starting to even out here. Oh, is he going to be able to snipe that Immortal? Yes, gets one. Moves back, only losing 1 Stalker, so an excellent trade for Stats there.
And behind the Stats, he does have the Robo. He's getting an Immortal out for himself, but he also needs to catch up in the Colossus count.
He needs to deal with these Phoenix as well, because these 2 Phoenix have actually just been really annoying.
He does have a few Stalkers placed inside his natural and the main base at the same time, so he could use the Blink to thwart away those Phoenixes.
All right, we have an Observer that's going to pop out for Stats, just in case his opponent goes for anything sneaky like Dark Templar. The Extended Thermal Lance range upgrade is moving on the way for Rain. He's also increasing his Colossus count. No Stargate tech from either player besides these 2 Phoenixes, though.
I mean, let's face it, Stats already has the Blink up, so there's no reason for Rain to make too many Phoenixes at this point. If he uses Stargate tech, it's only going to be for Void Waves, which is, you know, it could work out, but it's also kind of risky against Blink Stalkers.
All right, well, it looks like Rain's moving across the map now, seeing if he can actually potentially take the match here earlier on.
He actually has 3 Colossus. His opponent does have up to 12 Stalkers, but he doesn't have any Colossus for himself. He does have the second Immortal.
This is going to get dicey for Stats here. He's got to defend against this. He's only growing out his first Colossus here, and now we have Rain moving in for an attack. We're going to need to see some excellent Blink Micro to deal with this. Nexus Cannon going down as well. Rain, he's not going to commit, just putting on a lot of pressure, but he is making a forward pylon, so he may decide to eventually go for an attack if he feels like it can work.
He's just going to wait for the Nexus Cannon to finish and go for an attack once again when he is grouped up.
All right, so still a very kind of tense situation between each player here.
But this also does allow Stats to get more Colossus out for himself. Nice force field, trapping the Immortal in the front.
The Stalkers are caught behind here, and they're not blinking or anything. We're not seeing we could see better micro here from Stats, and the Immortal, and that Stalker goes down. The Stalker's blinking forward. They try to snipe off the Colossus. One goes down, but another one joins and takes his place. And Rain is starting to really, go ahead and supply. We do have 1 Colossi out for Stats here, but will it be enough? There's 3 for Rain here, and
second one finishing just right now at the natural, and the third one being queued up right now.
Oh, look at this.
It's going to be 2-on-2. Yes, there is an Immortal for Stats, but both players playing so safe at this point.
It's really close. Rain's ahead in supply. That 1 Colossus as well from Stats is very low health-wise. He needs to somehow buy time for more reinforcements, but the probe count really far in Rain's favor now. So even if this attack fails, he is still in this game. Extended Thermal Lance is just finished for Stats now. He is trying to pull more units now, trying to make something happen here. Can he make it happen, though? The problem is the time warp and the probe difference here. It's just maybe a little bit too much. Rain, with his superior control, is just picking off more and more workers.
Yeah, and even if Stats eventually defends this attack, well, I don't think he can at this point, but even if he does, he lost so many probes in this engagement that it's not going to matter.
I think that's going to be it here. Stats lost everything at this point. Taking his hands off the keyboard. GG is called. Rain defeating Stats and bringing it into the ace match.
The Blink Stalker play was nice, but he just didn't calculate the Colossus timing really well. By his opponent Rain, his Robo was up. Yes, the Robo Bay was going up, but it was slightly late to defend against Rain's timing.
I also think that when Rain initially pushed out of his base, that Stats, he thought he was doing the engagement better than what actually happened, because there were a lot of Immortals in the mix, and they were just shelling on those Stalkers. So the score currently 3-3 between KT Rolster and SK Telecom. When we get back, the